Hi guys, so on the way this year, back again for another video on the channel. In this one today then, it's a bit of a different video today, and I will be discussing the poor news that last night, which got received from around the country in Wales anyway, that Swansea, Cardiff City, Newport County and Wrexham, in the four biggest clubs in Wales, will not be allowed fans for the foreseeable future. Absolute disgrace. So Mark Drakeford yet again has lied to the people of Wales by saying a few months back, have these vaccines, isolate, follow our rules, which everyone basically did, and we'll get back to normality. And instead, he has ruined Christmas yet again. He has lied to us. He's been telling us to get this booster jab, get the 2 vaccines, and we'll go back to normality. Rubbish. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they're the Welsh government, Scottish government, UK government, Bolivia government, Peru government, all the governments lie. At the end of the day, they just look down on the public as pity, really, as peasants, and they can just control us, and I'm not having it today anymore. We all dealt with this in March 2020, where fans were, banned for, basically the whole season, which was disgrace because we should have been in after Christmas. But it's just a joke. It's an absolute joke. So I'm going to go into depth a little bit and talk about a little bit of discussion, obviously keeping on football as the main topic. So the first topic I will be talking about is COVID passports. What was the point of a COVID passport when he's just basically brought lockdown back in? I don't understand the reason why he made football fans get a COVID passport, take time out of their own lives to have one of these crappy passes which meant nothing. It's irrelevant if you had 2 jabs, 3 jabs, 15 jabs, or unvaccinated like myself. Both people could carry the same threat of giving the virus. So why does someone who has had a couple of jabs need a pass, and why do I need a lateral flow test when it's irrelevant? It is absolutely irrelevant. Just because you've had a few jabs doesn't mean you can't catch it, doesn't mean you can't pass it on. And it just shows that the COVID passports were absolute fraud. It was just fraud. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Just wasting more time for the stewards, wasting more time for you yourself, less time to, interact outside the ground. And it's just a lack of, I don't know what it was really. It was just such a stupid idea. A lack of privacy as well. You've got to show your details, really. You shouldn't really have to do that at the end of the day, unless it's for ID. Next they'll be asking for blood tests to get into grounds, but it's a joke. It just shows how fraudulent these people are, how they wanted to give you COVID passports to keep football safe, but then they just locked it down anyway when everyone was doing COVID passports. So, yeah, I don't really understand that. Anyway, let's talk about the Football League, what this will mean for Swansea and Cardiff, especially in the Championship. It's just going to mean that we will have a very tough last couple of months of the season. We're not even in January yet, and the season finishes in May, so we got, another 4 or 5 months of good football to continue. Swansea and Cardiff, we're definitely not going to get the playoffs this season. Who knows? Relegation could be a possibility. A relegation battle. Cardiff are definitely in one, in my opinion. Only a couple of points above the drop. I'd say, could be in one if we don't pick up our form, because we're only a few points above Cardiff. And with no fans at home, this is going to be a real blow. I know Cardiff haven't had the greatest of home form recently in life of the Swans, but you still want to play in front of your home fans. You still want to have a home game instead of an away game. And you just want to get down to the stadium, back your players, have a great atmosphere, and, get that win at home, which you desperately need, and improve the confidence. And, it's a shame for the away fans as well. For the away fans who like travelling every single ground like I do, it's a good way to release your mental health, get a bit better. You've had a crap week, you got football on the weekend, home or away, you're buzzing for it. And so it's a blow for the away fans as well. The whole point of football is fans, home and away, chanting on each other, chanting on the players, chanting on managers, celebration, limbs, all that. That's what we love football for. And unfortunately, we're not going to have that again. It's going to be watching on the TV where the commentary is 5 seconds ahead of the gameplay. It's just going to be really boring. First time around it was alright because it was kind of new to everyone really, but it's just deja vu again. It's just, what is the point? For me, if the away game does get cancelled eventually, which I don't understand by the way, Swansea and Cardiff, Newport, Wrexham can travel away from home, but not be able to stay at home or go to the game at home and watch a game. That just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me how we can't go 20 minutes down the road where we're probably less likely to catch COVID than going away to England somewhere, like London, for example, where it's COVID central. So we're allowed to go to London, where, COVID's basically everywhere. We can't go down the stadium where wear your mask, wear your COVID passports. It's an absolute joke, innit? At the end of the day, I'm just sick of it, really. I'm sick of this COVID stuff. What I will say is, if you are, struggling with it, or you do have an exemption, what I'm trying to say is, because I don't want to edit this, really, I'm lazy, but if you are, like, what's the word? If you're at risk with COVID, and you're someone who could potentially die from it, unfortunately, you will have to probably stay away from these social events. You will probably have to self-isolate quite a lot of the time. You will have to, probably avoid seeing a lot of people, and that's the harsh reality of it. But why should millions of other Welsh people suffer just because a few people could die from this, which is absolutely awful, don't get me wrong. But we only live once. COVID is never going to go away, in my opinion, unfortunately. So why can't we just learn to live with it? I thought we were doing alright. Giving people the vaccines, for me, I'm not having one. Reasons are that the government are absolutely corrupt, and I don't really want one until I know the long-term effects of it. We've seen a lot of footballers go down recently. Does exercise have a big influence on these vaccines? We don't know, because it's not been long enough. It's not been around long enough to really see the impact of it. But, yeah, I'm just absolutely gutted from a football point of view. From a mental health perspective, I think everyone suffers with mental health. It's pretty obvious, and I've suffered with it a lot this year, really. And when football came back, it was a really good opportunity for me to get back where I was a few years ago. Healthy, loving life, really. But yeah, it's just such a shame, man, because even though we're crap at the moment, Swansea City, you just love football. It's just such an incredible sport, and I know people will be saying, oh, what's this lunatic on about? A bit over dramatic, mate. It could be only 2 weeks. It won't be 2 weeks. This will be for a few months, and a few months will be it'll just be too much for some people, and I think the suicide rates, unfortunately, will go up just for the fact that people can't cope. Away games will be banned eventually. I can see the Welsh Government just putting restrictions in on travelling. It's just a joke, and then, the UK Government, who are obviously much bigger than the Welsh, having their cheese and wine and partying while the UK suffer. Yeah, I just really am disappointed with this, because we've done it once. We had the lockdown. Didn't really work. So why are we doing it again? And then if we are back in grounds, we'll probably stick with the COVID passports, which haven't worked. But yeah, I'm interested to see your guys' thoughts in the comments. Like I said, this is going to be a non-edited video, because I just want it to be truthful. I know I've probably spouted a lot of crap in here, but yeah, I don't really like politics myself. I don't really understand the parties. Don't even know what party Boris Johnson's in. I don't bother with politics, but when something around this involves football, I do have to kind of get involved. And like I said, it's disappointing. We've done it once before, didn't really work. I don't understand why we're doing it again. Pubs are shut in, clubs are shut in. The next will be shops. Next, you won't be allowed to leave your house. It's just really stupid when the majority of people in this country are not at risk with this virus. People will take their safety precautions, wearing masks and stuff like that, which do even they work? It's just frustrating that, nearly 2 years since we had that first lockdown in March 2020 with football, we're doing it back again, and it's just frustrating, because we just want to move on. And a lot of other people, I'm going off the top a little bit here, but a lot of other people who have got cancer screenings, brain surgery, they will have it probably, but it'll probably be delayed, which again could be too much for them. So yeah, it's a really, really worrying time for the world, especially with this absolute clown in charge of Wales, Mark Drakeford. I didn't even know, but his son is in prison for doing an absolute shocking, I'm not going to say what it is, but it was absolutely shocking, and I don't understand how we can have that man in charge of our country when, he brought up his son. Again, you can't really, judge someone for their son, but, Mark Drakeford is not a very nice man. He does seem a bit of a bell end. But yeah, I don't know. Just get us back in grounds, mate. I just don't understand. He said, go to football games, you have co-passports, tick. When you wear your mask outside in the ground, tick. Social distance, most people wear, tick. Ground, not allowed full capacity at the start of the season, tick. You've done everything right, but we're closing down. This makes absolute no sense to me, and I've calmed down a little bit from last night. I was doing an Instagram live and I was absolutely fuming, but I'm still absolutely pissed off, to be honest with you. If it's 4 days, I think. 4 days until Christmas, 6 days until my birthday, 5 days till Millwall away, and it's basically ruined. You know, away days should be a good atmosphere now from all the Welsh clubs. You know, I'm not going to banter Cardiff in this video. I've seen people say, oh, Cardiff won't have an effect on, yeah, you know, I'm not bantering. I feel for Cardiff fans, I feel for all fans. At the end of the day, football fans come first, doesn't matter what team you support. I feel for Cardiff, Newport, Wrexham fans, and, you know, Newport especially, you know, they're going for a promotion charge and their fans can't be at home. Wrexham, promotion charge, something in Cardiff. You know, let's not talk about where we are in the league at the moment, but it's just annoying. It's just so annoying, but let's just hope away days can continue for a bit, and let's just hope, you know, we're back in ground soon. You know, we've got 3 home games in a row coming up. So watch-alongs for that. Can't wait. If anyone likes the watch-alongs before, well, you're welcome. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe. Trying to reach 5,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We hit the yearly target of 4K, which is awesome. So my next target is 5K by the end of 2022, which will be absolutely terrific. There'll be probably 1 or 2 more videos before 2022, unless games get cancelled, of course. I was going to go keep that got cancelled. Hopefully Millwall does not get cancelled, because I want to get absolutely smashed before my birthday and probably lose, but who cares? Who cares anymore? Because we can't even go to many games. But anyway, sorry I rambled on, guys. Sorry I went off topic a little bit. But, you know, it was due to football, really. But yeah, really interesting. Let me know your comments down below of what you think of this whole situation with fans being banned yet again. I think it's a joke. I'm not going to get into discussion of vaccination and unvaccinated. Like I said, I'm unvaccinated. I'm not going to get the vaccine anytime soon. That's my personal choice. If you want the vaccine, if you want the booster jab, fair enough. But for me, I'm not going to get it until I see the long-term effects of it. That's just my opinion. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. I'm Mark Drakeford, mate. Piss off. I need one more chance. Oh, baby, let me show you. I need one more chance. Oh.